Hey, what is going on, Aries? Butch Tarot here. I am going to do your August read from now to the end of August. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. I get this question a lot, but people ask me, how do I know what my moon, rising, and Venus is? The best answer I can give you is do a natal chart calculator, NATAL. Just Google it. Cafe Astrology, I think, is the one that I've used. I might have got that wrong. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But they're all free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. And if you find one that isn't free, keep looking because I know for a fact they are free. You just put in your information, time of birth, where you're born, stuff like that, and it gives you an in-depth look into your 12 houses. It's kind of, no, it is mind-blowing. The first time I done one years ago, it blew my mind. So proceed with caution. Maybe wear a helmet. I'm going to use the Pulp Tarot. And with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what message do we have for Aries for August 2024? Let me see for Aries. All right, Aries. So the feeling that I'm getting right now is I feel like we start off with the Tower card. I'm getting this feeling that kind of shit has fallen apart lately for you. You know, something has fallen apart. And I feel like it's with a past person. You know, I feel like with this past person, shit hit the fan. You know, I feel like this person was, I feel like this person betrayed you with the Ten of Swords, you know, feeling like you have all those knives in your back. I feel like someone betrayed you, and I feel like it paid it, you know, it played a toll on you. You know, we also have that Knight of Wands in reverse, that player energy. You know, I feel like you got played a bit. And I feel like it still stings. Now, this could be someone recent or someone from the past that's still stinging, but I feel like it is something that, you got the Three of Swords. Heartbreak. You know, I feel like this person really did a number on you. And I feel like it's more than you even want to admit. I feel like it's got you in your head. You know, with that Hermit, I feel like you're in your head. And I feel like there's a lot of anxiety and stress because sometimes you get hurt to a point where it's like, how do I move on from that? You know, how do I move on? How do I let go of that? You know, how do I trust someone else? But I feel like sometimes life dishes us a hard truth. Sometimes we really need to see someone in the light of day. Sometimes we don't see people for what they are. And when we do, we have to realize that we're just seeing them. Whatever we saw in them most likely was projected by them. What I mean by that is sometimes people put on a good game. Some people are good at it. If you've been a mechanic your whole life, you're probably pretty good at it. Everybody has these moments where we get suckered in. I feel like at least once in our lifetime we've gotten suckered. Maybe buying that kind of sketchy thing from the door-to-door salesman, or buying a car from a sketchy salesman. I don't know why. I don't really have anything against salesmen. But I feel like we've all gotten, kind of bamboozled. But what I do see is I feel like this is all turning into a blessing in disguise, because there is someone else. Now, with this person, it's not really clear if you know them yet, but you are going to know them. I sometimes it's the long game. Sometimes we don't realize the blessing in disguise that we've had, and I feel like you are going to see this with this new person. I feel like this person, they know what they want. So you may not know them, but I have a pretty good idea that they know you. I feel like this person knows what they want. They want to open up communication with you. I feel like this person is putting in a lot of work to get your attention, or is going to be putting in a lot of work. And I feel like this person is chasing you. This person sees the potential in you, and I feel like this person, like I said, they're seeing the potential. This person is nurturing. This person shows up. I feel like this person's very honest and very to the point, very direct with their communication. They don't have time for bullshit. I feel like they are very direct. Like I said, they don't have time for it. They don't have time for games. But they know what they want. And they'll continue to go after it. So I feel like even if there is some sort of rejection when this person comes to you, I don't feel like that's enough to tear them away, to divert their attention, because I feel like all their attention's on you, and it continues to be on you. I feel like this person feels something special when they're with you, and maybe this past sour taste in your mouth has left you from wanting to even think about this, but this person isn't giving up, and I don't feel like they will give up. Now, if they have to be your friend first, if they have to jump through hoops, I see that person doing that. Like I said, showing up, putting in the work. Because they know eventually you'll see what they see. I feel like this connection that you have with this person, or the connection that they feel with you, they know it's not one-sided. And I feel like for you, it's kind of like the iceberg. We're talking about that iceberg love, where you may be able to see that there is something there, but until we get close enough to really see what's underneath. And I feel like the universe is telling you to give this person a chance. Let go of the shit that no longer does you any good. Yeah, you got screwed over. That happens. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen again. There's bad people in the world. That's just a point of life. But there's good people too. It's the balance. With this person, I feel like there's a deep connection, and I feel like this is someone that will, like I said, if they have to be your friend and earn your trust, that's exactly what they're going to do. This is not just a person that has a crush on you. This is not someone that just wants to get in your pants. This is not someone that just wants to, get something from you and get out. They don't want something casual. I feel like this is not a crush. This is someone that cares about you, and I feel like it is new love. And like I said, they'll prove it to you. They're not going to give up on you. You know, even if you're not ready to give into this, they're not going to give up. And they'll be whatever you need them to be until you're ready to give them more. I like how this person feels about you. You know, they see you. And they keep giving to you. Because this person wants you to be happy. That is something a lot of people take for granted in life. You know, it is something that in the world nowadays, there's not too many people that selfishly put you in front of themselves. You know, and it's not too many times you'll find someone that wants you to be happy to a point where they're putting it first, that they're making it a priority. You know, and a lot of people say, you know, a lot of things about connections, but someone that genuinely gets happy by you being happy, that's a huge sign. And it's a sign that I feel like I have to be honest and say that's a sign you don't want to miss. You know, someone being with you because it makes them happy, because something that you do makes them happy, there's a little selfishness to that. Someone that's with you and wants to make you happy because that makes them happy, that's so different. You know, someone that smiles because you smile, that's deep. You know, with this person, I feel like they will eventually, they'll crack through that wall. They'll inspire you. And it's going to cause a lot of big changes in your life. You know, this person, they'll give you hope back again. Because when we get hurt real bad by someone, we get screwed over by someone, it's hard to trust someone again. But the right person will make that a possibility. You know, the right person will make that realistic. Someone authentic, someone that cares, someone that, you know, they want to make you smile, they want to make you happy. And I feel like this person is going to bring balance back into the world again for you. You may be seeing it in a different way. You may be seeing it as, you know, all these people are just like that past person. You know, you may see things in a very derogatory way sometimes, especially when you get hurt, and it's normal. It's very normal. But I feel like this person brings balance back into your life. It balances out the scales. You know, and I feel like this person is going to fill up your cups. You just have to allow them to. But take your time, because I don't feel like this person's going anywhere. You know, whatever time you need, they're here. They're listening. You know, I feel like this person's they're just going to want to be with you. You know, and I feel like there's a very strong energy with this person. Like, they don't give up easy. When they see something they want, they go after it, and this person wants you. And this is not, I mean, I feel like this is a strong connection. You know, we have the Emperor and the Empress, the King, the Queen and the Queen, the King and the King, whatever your dynamic is. You know, this is someone that wants to sit beside you. You know, protect and nurture. And want to be protected and nurtured. You know, don't get me wrong, this person isn't coming in just to bend over backwards for you and get nothing back. I mean, I feel like eventually they're going to want the same back. They want a true partnership. But I don't feel anything, I'm not getting anything like a red flag from this person at all. I feel like a very genuine energy that this person truly cares. You know, there's no immaturity. That's very, very commanding, very passionate, but very certain. You know, this isn't a half-assed thing from this person. This is someone that truly they see potential. When they see something, they go after it. And at the end of the day, like I said, we have that victory. Like I said before, sometimes things have to come to an end. Sometimes we have to see people in their true colors before we can finally move on, which was always what we needed to do. Because when you move on to better. You know, you can't find something better in the same situation that isn't getting better. Sometimes you have to let things go in order for you to move on. And sometimes letting things go isn't that easy, but with the Six of Wands, I mean, I see victory. And that's where Aries should be. They should be victorious. They should be in a winning connection, not a losing connection. I mean, Aries need to be in the winning circle. And I see this new person coming in is a huge win. You know, I see someone that cares about you, that shows up for you, that puts in the work, and that doesn't give up because they see it. And sometimes we need other people outside of ourselves to see, you know, sometimes people can see us better than we see ourselves in some situations. Sometimes we get down on ourselves, or sometimes we're down on life. And someone comes in and shines that bright light and just shows us who we really are. You know, and I feel like sometimes when we're in relationships with bad people, they kind of take that away from us and they kind of make us forget who we are. But this person's here to remind you. Now with this person, like I said, a lot of fire: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Aquarius and Gemini. Getting some Virgo as well. We have a shot of Cancer in there too. I like that. You know, I for all the people in the world that are out there to hurt you, there's people out there that are out to give you the opposite. That's the end of the read. For anyone that's just here for the read, I appreciate you stopping by, spending your time with me. If you like this read, give it a thumbs up. But for anybody here that knows me, knows I have a story. I've told the story, I think, before. I have a younger sister, and I remember her boyfriend was running around on her. And she knows I tell this story, so she's a lot smarter now than she was back then. She makes better choices. But anyway, she was with this guy, and he was running around on her. And I remember a bunch of her friends had told her. She didn't believe it. She always gave him the benefit of the doubt. She always, because she cared about him. Sometimes love blinds us to the truth. It's just a fact. And we're not worse of a person or better of a person for it. Just sometimes we see what we want to see until we see something we can't unsee. She didn't believe them. You know, he would give her these big stories and she was willing to believe it because sometimes, you know, sometimes when you're in love with someone, you have blinders for them. You know, and this guy didn't have a place. He crashed at her place all the time. And that's what he was using her. And I even told her, because I heard stories. I never seen it for myself, but I heard stories. I even approached him a few times and told him to leave her alone. But she just kept bringing him back in. And at the end of the day, not much I could do. You know, I threatened the guy, and it wasn't my proudest moments, but when it comes to my family and friends, mess around with them, I'm going to deal with you. You know, I take that very seriously, but he was a sketchy guy. I'll give him that. He hid behind her a lot. But anyway, she dated him for 3 or 4 years, and I couldn't understand it. I'm like, I don't know what you see in him, because he barely ever worked. He didn't give her anything, you know, and I think what it was is, I think the first year they dated, he treated her really well. The first maybe half a year, he treated her really well, and I feel like he really got his claws in. And then anything after that was just delusion. Anyway, she ended up catching him. She was at work. She had cut her hand at work, and she went to the hospital. It was the beginning of her shift. She ended up going to the hospital, and her work told her to just take the rest of the night off. So, you know, she was in the hospital for a couple hours. She was supposed to be gone, you know, her 10-hour shift. She came home after about 5 or 6 hours, because her work told her to go home right from the hospital and take the night off. And she came home, and he had another woman in her house. I don't understand the audacity of people. Like, not only is he cheating on her, but he brings this girl to his girlfriend's house that he's not even living at. Anyway, she walked in and she left him right away. And it was almost like she told me one time, we were talking about it. She's like, I don't even know. She's like, now that I seen it, I couldn't unsee it. And I instantly kicked him out, and haven't had anything to do with him since. She goes, I don't understand why I was so blind for this guy. Because sometimes we want to see people the way we see them. Sometimes we want people to be the way we see them. But it was a blessing in disguise, because not long after, she met this other guy, and she's still with him, and he's a good guy. You know, he comes over for barbecues and stuff, and I mean, he's a little different, but he's a good guy. No offense, I know she might be watching. Actually, I doubt it, because this isn't her sign, but if you are watching, you know I like him. He's a good guy. I like him. And I don't like to be I don't like to be an intimidating person, but I secretly enjoy intimidating people that date my sisters, or someday date my daughter. I want to intimidate you a little bit. And I feel like he's very timid around me, so I like that. Because the reason I like it is because I know that they know they can't screw around. But he's been good to her. They've been together for quite a while now. And he has a really good job. He's really good to her. I've never seen any red flags. So sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, and sometimes you have to see someone for the truth. Like I said, she wasn't willing to listen to anybody else. She had to see it for herself. But when she saw it, it was like the light switch went on. And like I said, we had a long conversation, and she was like, I don't even know what the hell I was thinking. And I said, it's because you cared about him. You know, he put in the time in the beginning to be really good, a good person, be nice. You know, he put his mask on, and he sucked you in with his mask. And then once he knew you were sucked in, the mask came off. But trust me, we all, and I don't care who you are, you either had someone screw you over, and it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. You either had someone screw you over, or you're going to have somebody screw you over, because it happens. Some people are just good at it. And it's not about whether it's going to happen, it's about how you go past it. Anyway, enough chit chat. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.